Welcome to another episode of our show, Storytime with Becky. Today we're going to be talking about church and how to respect it. Have you ever thought about being invited to a king or queen's palace? How cool would that be? Can't you imagine a big castle with a lot of fancy things inside? A lot of gold and silver everywhere and diamonds and everything is so shiny. Wouldn't it be such an honor to go to a house like that? What if they invited you to dinner? How would you act? Would you run around and talk loudly? Would you push your brother or sister, or even talk back to your parents? I'm sure you wouldn't in the presence of the king or queen. Would you ignore the king if he talked? If he talked to you even, would you ignore him? No, you would want to be on your best behavior and you would respect him. But why would you be on your best behavior? You would be on your best behavior because they are important. The king and queen are important to you and they have lots of nice things. And you know you're supposed to be on your best behavior in a place like that. Going to church is very similar. Although God doesn't live at church because He's everywhere, we still consider church a special place where we worship Him and we learn about God. We go to church to honor Him and get away from all of the distractions of the world. Could you imagine if you prayed in the middle of a street? Wouldn't you be distracted by all of the animals and dogs and cats that walk by, or the pretty flowers and the grass, or the wind blowing in your hair, or the cars zooming by? There would be a lot of distractions, and church is meant for no distractions, and so you may only focus on God. Have you ever noticed that when people pray, they close their eyes and they bow their heads? Why do you think they do this? Well, they close their eyes to shut away all of the distractions around them. Now they can't see anyone around them, and they can't think about anyone around them because they can't see them. And we bow our heads because God is our King, and He deserves our respect just as our King. How can we respect others at church? We treat it like it's God's house, and that's how we respect others at church. When we respect others, we respect God. Be good everywhere and not just in church, because God is everywhere. Very important to always be on your best behavior and to respect others. Respect means listening to your mom and your dad, your grandparents, your Sunday school servant, or even your babysitter. You must also respect other people's things. When someone has a toy you want, is it right to just go up to them and snatch it out of their hand because you wanted it at that moment? No, that's not how God meant for us to treat other people. God wants us to share. So you ask your friend, can I share this toy with you? But if this friend doesn't want to share, then the right thing is to not take it away from him, but to go and play with something else until he's done with it. Or if he isn't done with it, at least you did what you could. It is important to be on your best behavior, but your parents do know that you are just a kid and you want to have fun and you want to run around and you want to play. However, there is a specific time and place for this. So the lesson for today is, yes, to have fun, but also keep in mind respect wherever you go because God is everywhere. And to keep in mind that church is a special place where we go to worship Him and learn about God. And we need to treat church like a king's palace because God is our King. Listen to your parents and listen to your teachers because they do love you and they do only want the best for you. And this is how you'll make God happy. Thank you for joining us today on another episode of Stories with Becky. Have a good night, sweet dreams, and I'll see you soon.